Hey, what's up? Today is the first day for spoilers for the new Magic set, Thrones of Eldraine. I believe if we go here, and then I'm not trying to look. Okay. All right, now we can look at the cards one at a time and see what kind of stuff we're doing here. So this is a very top-down set, i.e., instead of kind of starting with we need a card that does this. They start instead with we want to represent the Pied Piper in this set. How are we going to go about doing that? So I don't know. I'm not super interested in the theme of this set being kind of like fairy tales, Arthurian knights and legends and such. But everyone seems pretty excited for it on the development side, so I'm looking forward to it still. Like, I'm looking to have my mind changed about how fresh and exciting you can make these tropes. And already I'm kind of excited because I realize that I kind of have this vague blob of what those concepts represent, like Grimm's fairy tales and stuff, but I haven't actually thought about them in quite a while. And probably that there's a lot of things that I had kind of overlooked that fall within this scope. Like the Pied Piper. To me, the significance of the Pied Piper has been totally eclipsed by the show Silicon Valley. So I almost forgot what it was to begin with. Alright, so what does this do? You can create a rat, sacrifice 3 rats to gain control of target creature. Okay, so that's pretty cool. It fits into the lore of him luring things away. Of course, if you're just doing it at the rate that you're creating rats, this is a very, very slow take control effect. But, you know, if you have other rats in your deck, and a lot of things like Pack Rat, or I think it's called like Scrublands, or no, Scrublands is the dual land. There's some other land that I think makes rats. Anyways, yeah, you can accelerate this out quite quickly. It's kind of neat. Since black doesn't usually gain control of target creature, that's much more in blue, and then red gets it temporarily. Like, I've seen blue-black get it a lot. I don't know. Okay, let's move on. Heraldic Banner. Choose a color. Creatures you control of the chosen color get +1/+1, 0. Add 1 mana of the chosen color. Well, that's quite nice. Good little mana rock that also buffs your team. It looks like this set is going to be pretty monocolor focused, which makes sense because we're just coming off of a bunch of Ravnica sets that are all multicolored focused, and Ixalan before it was pretty multicolory. Garrick Cursed Huntsman. Okay, so Garrick is back. The first time in a long, long time. It looks like he still has the Veil Curse, which means he's just out for Planeswalker Blood, rampaging through the multiverse, chopping people's heads off. So this is like Sarkhan the Mad, in that it has no way to gain loyalty on the card itself, which is pretty cool. And yet, ooh, when this creature dies, put a loyalty counter on each Garrick you control. That's very cool. This is a pretty interesting way to build loyalty. And it's a pretty cool way to make those creatures more intimidating, because you can't kill them so easily, so callously. You have to consider the ramification of that. If just one of them dies, he goes up to Alt, which is like a permanent overrun, which is pretty amazing. This is also quite nice. Destroy target creature, just no ifs, ands, or buts. And you get to draw a card. I don't know. This thing is strong, for sure. At 6 mana, it's pretty rough. But it looks like maybe this is going to try to slow Standard down even more. Is my guess. If they want monocolored decks, if they're trying to still retain the value of all the Planeswalkers and stuff that they introduced in War of the Spark, that kind of leads to more grindy, incremental advantage type games, in which a 6-drop can shine. Fireborn Knight. Okay. So it's pretty... It doesn't look that exciting, because this seems like so overcosted compared to other like fire-breathing effects. But since it has double strike, this is effectively +2/+2. Or +2/+1, I guess. So yeah, it's not really that bad. And it shows that we've got a really strong hybrid focus here. So hybrid, again, it doesn't really make multicolored decks that much more powerful, you know? Because you can play this in mono white or mono red. Or you could play it, of course, in Boros, like red-white. But it's not like it gets any better if you're playing it in Boros. It's not like it's easier to cast. It's just easier to cast than like gold cards, you know? I don't know. Anyways, it's all right. Art's pretty cool. This is basically kind of what sort of stuff I was expecting from this set. I'm assuming this is some sort of cycle. You endured the white-hot blaze of the circle and the sweltering heat of the Irencrag, and you emerged victorious. Huh. Okay. Those are certainly places somewhere. Order of Midnight. Okay, so there was like a preview image of a card that had this crazy frame. Alter Fate. Okay, hold on. So what does this do? Order of Midnight, so it can just come down as a 2/2 flyer for 2 that can't block. Okay. Or you can play it as a sorcery for its Alter Fate cost, which is also generic and black. Try and target a creature from your graveyard to the hand, then exile this card. You may cast the creature later from exile. Okay. Okay. So, on its own, not that confusing. It's like a little backwards from a lot of similar effects we've had in that it's the creature after. It's the spell first and the creature after. That's kind of new. The fact that is, if you play it as a creature right away, then the Alter Fate text has no bearing whatsoever. So you typically wouldn't do that, I guess. The thing where it gets really weird for me is that this is just a normal face-up exile card once you've used the Alter Fate ability, which means that it messes with like other stuff that's in exile. It messes with things that can mess with stuff in exile. Not that there's that many of that, you know, because Morrow really doesn't like that. So I guess that's not too big of a concern. I don't know. I don't know. I guess it works fine. I'm sure they wouldn't print it if it didn't work fine. I like that she's riding a giant crow. That's pretty awesome. Okay, and then what does this mean? Sorcery Adventure. Is this like a genre? Are they going to be like horror and mystery and romance? Maybe? I don't know. I don't know. And then there's going to be things that are like search your library for a romance Alter Fate thing. I don't know. I don't know. Profane. Oh, so it's like a whole other. So it's not that it's always called Alter Fate. There's like all sorts of things it can be called. This one is called Profane Insight, and it's a adventure. Nature. Let me type it. Draw a card and lose one life. Huh. 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 Okay. Weird. Interesting, interesting. So 2 adventures. We still haven't seen what other types of things there are. We can see that it can be an instant as well. But I assume it can only be either instants or sorceries, because it goes straight to exile. And it really can't have much more text than this and still fit the remainder text, unless they are able to ditch the remainder text at higher difficult or higher rarities. But I'd kind of be surprised if they did, because this is such a brand new thing, and if you only saw one of these cards without the remainder text, you'd have no idea what's going on. Smitten Swordsmaster. Curry Favor. So they really are spending a lot of card names on this. Because each card has a name, and then it also has its, like, ability name. And I feel like the ability names can't be used for cards going forward either. Or at least I would be surprised if they were. And I remember Morrow has said on a number of occasions that the most valuable design space in Magic is card names. Card names and expansion icons, he said. That, you know, actually coming up with mechanics, the well is nearly infinite. Coming up with designs of cards and new planes and flavor type things and new characters and stuff, they can be doing that forever. But the names of cards, they got to be judicious with. So these are all double spenders. It's a surprise. Okay, like Curry Favor, that sounds like it could be a card, but it's just this now. Oh, so they already, this one already loses the remainder text, And it's on a common. I'm shocked. I'm genuinely shocked, but whatever. I guess you just gotta know. Gain X life, and each opponent loses X life for X's number of knights you control. Okay. Knight Drain. This actually seems like it could be pretty strong in the right deck. Because there's a lot of knight token generators and stuff. I'd like to see people build around this. Or at least in draft, I feel like this could be kind of the cornerstone of an archetype. Anyways, otherwise it's just some creepy dude with lifelink. These are all adventures still. Whenever another creature dies, or a creature card is put into a graveyard from anywhere other than the battlefield, or a creature card leaves your graveyard, he deals 1 damage to each opponent. Hey! What? This means that if you just mill creatures into your graveyard from your deck using Dredge or 500 different other things, this guy pings the opponent. Huh? Are they really going to do that? Well, I guess it's a 5-drop. That's a little slow for any of those decks, but still, this seems problematic. It seems very potentially problematic. Also, uncommon legendary, kind of interesting. It's got this mana-activated mill ability, not that interesting. Stats are okay. Yeah, this card, I don't know, it's like pushed for what it is. It's big and beefy. They knew better than to make this like a cheap little guy that had the same effect. And because it's legendary, it's not stackable. So I guess that's fine. It's just like you read this and how like awkward the wording is, and you're like, oh, this means mill, because like look right here, it means it's talking about mill, and then you're like, hey, wait a minute, doesn't Magic have a huge ongoing problem with people just grabbing their libraries and putting them into their graveyard? And I guess the thing is that deck doesn't really need any more win cons. It already does what it needs to do. Whoa, this frame. Whoa, this frame. What is going on with this frame? Oh my lord, I think I love it. It's crazy. Okay. So, it's not that crazy. It's just a vanilla 2-1, but it's got, what's that, Shatter stapled onto it? Sorcery Speed Shatter. Alright. The frame is crazy, though. Is this a frame that's just used... Like, why is it just on this card? I don't get it. I'm actually so confused. Is it because it's in the collector boosters? Oh, okay. So for these ones, it just didn't show the collector booster version first for whatever reason. Whoa, that's cool art. Oh my god, that's cool art. So, wait, they all have different art. This is crazy. Like, what? Whoa, that's cool art. Oh, of course, Seth McKinnon, a genius. But these are nuts. I can see how they think this is gonna work. And then you get like full art Garrick, I guess. These look the same. Oh wait, so these also look the same, I think. Oh, the art extends outside of the frame a bit. Is that what it looks like here too? No? I'm a little confused. I guess I don't care in the end. I only really care about what the card does. So what's the non... What? I'm confused. Okay, it doesn't matter. Oh, the Circle of Loyalty. Those are the circle mentioned beforehand. Legendary, colored artifact, mythic rare. Alright. It's cost 1 less for each, 1 less to cast for each knight you control. Creatures you control gets +1/+1. Whenever you cast a legendary spell, so that's not just legendary sorceries, in case that's anyone's instinct. That's legendary creatures and artifacts and lands. No, lands aren't spells. I guess just creatures and artifacts. What else is legendary? There's no legendary enchantments. There's legendary enchantment creatures, but I don't think there's any just legendary enchantments. And then there's the legendary sorceries, which also count, I guess. Okay, alright, and you get a knight. And then you can get knights. Okay. Yeah, that's like kind of exciting. You get it down like kind of early, I guess. But then like it's not like the knights you're creating make it any cheaper. So it's not like this can be the whole of your knight support. You need kind of to be putting a knight deck together that already has like a bunch of knight synergy, and then this is providing you with more knights. Like, it can't just be for this, because there's so many less restrictive things, like glorious anthems and stuff, that just give you this. I don't know. Maybe it's better than I think. It all kind of depends on what sort of knight support we get. Tournament grounds. Hey, there's some knight support. So it looks like these are the colors of knights in this set. No one knows when the tournament began. All they know is that it will never end. All right, well, that's kind of fun. I like that. A perpetual tournament between whatever knights just happen to be around, constantly fighting each other in this tournament ground. Now that's kind of fun. This, too, I'm interested in the lore. It looks like some initiation ritual. This is where you actually become a knight. And then I guess the flavor is the more knights you already have, the more validity this ritual has, I guess. Wintermoor Commander, equal to the number of knights you control. Okay, alright, that's like kind of fun. Of course, you'd rather this be attack ideally, but it's got death touch, so that's cool. And this is pretty cool too. I like this kind of dichotomy of attack and defend for your black-white knight. Alright, sure. Midnight Clock. Ooh, this could be fun. Blue, put an hour counter on Midnight Clock. At the beginning of each upkeep, put an hour counter on Midnight Clock. When the 12th hour counter is put on Midnight Clock, shuffle your hand and library, graveyard into your library, and draw 7 cards. So it's another, yet again, they've taken Time Twister. They've got the mana cost of Time Twister and the ultimate effect of Time Twister, and then you just gotta jump through some hoops and stuff to get there. This is one of the slowest we've seen, but it works as like a mana rock until then. I wish I was doing something else in the meantime, but I guess a 3-mana mana rock isn't the worst thing. And then the other kind of thing that's rude is that you don't actually get complete control over when it happens. Like it will just happen on your upkeep after there's 11 on there, no matter what, even if you really want to keep your hand, which is sort of annoying. But ideally, you're just paying this to Time Twister at some convenient time. I don't know. I don't think it's good. It's fun, though. I think it's a neat idea. It's just so much mana and so slow. Yeah. Ooh, it's Rankle the Master of Pranks. Ooh, a mythic rare. Alright, cool. It's like Puck, a prankster fairy. I'm all about the prankster fairy. I think that's a really fun archetype. Fairy Rogue, Flying Haste. Whenever it deals damage to a player, choose any number. Choose any number? What? Choose, what does that mean? Choose any number? Like, choose any one of these? Like, this is like a major shift in Oracle text, isn't it? Hold on, let's open up another window and search for confluence. Normally, it's... Oh, I guess it just says choose 3. Choose 3. Okay. I mean, choose the same mode more than once. So because it has this, then it has to say choose 3. It can't just say choose any number. So here it's like choose up to 3. So you don't necessarily want to choose all 3 because they're all symmetrical effects. I don't know. This Oracle text really threw me off. Choose any number. But yeah, I guess that's what they would say. Choose 3. Have they ever used that before? Choose any number. That's not going to search for what I want. Choose any number of target creatures. Any number of target creatures. But I want a modal thing. Have they ever done it for a modal spell? No. Okay. All right. All right. Well, this thing's pretty cool. The stats are okay for Flying Haste, 3/3 for 4. These things can get like really, really good if you're doing them at opportune times. Repeating Edict effects. Yeah, I don't know. I think this has some potential as like a big beater in Standard. Sure. Tomb Raider. That's cute. Yeah, that's cute. Like Tomb Raider, but for tomes. How fun. Oh, look at the little cat. Look it up. Oh, I love it. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card. Sure. That's fine. I'm pretty sure they've made a card that's like strictly better than this, and it even like has a fairy creature type, but whatever. That's fine. Eye Collector, disgusting. Deals combat damage to a player. Each player puts the top card of their library into the graveyard. Ew, you got to give up an eye. Just go talk to this guy. What an asshole. All right, yeah, that's fine. Marleaf Pixie. Ooh, a little fairy mana dork. And she's got a tail, like a chipmunk, kind of. Neither hostile nor friendly, pixies flit through the forest, seeking the treasures of the wilds. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Having a 2/2 flyer is like a lot better value than a lot of mana dorks. And for only 2 mana, which is about as cheap as mana dorks. Well, I mean, they did reprint Llanowar Elves, but in general, it seems like they're still wanting mana dorks to start at 2. So, yeah. It's pretty cool. The art's neat. It's like hanging out with some berries. Fairy Vandal. Maybe you draw your second card each turn and put a +1/+1 counter on it. Ooh, well that's fun. That's pretty fun. So it encourages you to kind of spread out your card draw so that you're hitting this every turn, which is kind of nice. History may be often written by the triumphant, but it's often rewritten by the troublesome. Ha 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 ha. Okay. Golden Egg. Ah, now there's a classic trope. There's a battlefield artifact food. Oh. What? Whoa, they've never done that before. That is a new one. Are they gonna retcon a bunch of other things to be food? Is a golden egg ever actually food? You never hear about people eating them. They're just selling them and coveting the geese and what have you. What? So what does this mean? Artifact food. What other things should have been food? There's that card hot soup. That should have been food. Okay, what does this actually do? Draw a card. So it's basically just like another sort of egg type thing. It costs 2 mana though, so it's never going to replace Chromatic Star, Chromatic Sphere, stuff like that. This is alright. Huh. Food. Mmm, food. Gilded Goose. Ah, 'tis what lays the golden egg. Create a food token. Oh, okay. Okay. Kind of feels like I'm having some sort of fever dream. So, yeah, okay. So the food that you create doesn't have the other abilities. On its own, you can get mana from your food, and then the food on its own can gain you life. Okay. Very interesting. Very strange. Very interesting. Look at that goose. Oh, this is only 1 mana. Wow, I like didn't comprehend that aspect of it. I was just so wrapped up in this like food. But this is a 1 mana 0/2 that sort of acts like a dork. It's like a one-time mana dork, and then you can like charge up as much mana as you want, like once per turn. This is so crazy. I think I love it though. So here we can actually see what the difference is between the collector's version and the normal version, because they actually have both prints. Yeah, okay. Okay. Was crazy. Run away together. Oh, isn't that fun? Like throwing the flower petals and stuff, running off with this terrifying abomination. Virtue is virtue, whatever the heart that matures it. Yeah, yeah. Well, isn't that nice? Wistful merfolk. Oh, there's a merfolk in Eldraine too. Woo! So it's like Ariel. It's like okay, all right, yeah, it's fun. She may take her vengeance there. It's like a nice little twist on the Little Mermaid. She's not doing it for love. She's doing it for vengeance. Ooh, isn't that fun? Okay, sure. Ooh, the Crystal Slipper? Wow, they're like treading on some... although the Little Mermaid and Cinderella and stuff definitely go way back before the Disney versions, the very fact that they're even sticking a toe into the outer circle of Disney's copyright protection is opening them up to a lawsuit hell that they've never anticipated before. All right, so another colored artifact. We've seen quite a few of those now. Cassie found that things that appear fragile can be very strong indeed. Well, that's a lovely kind of interpretation of Cinderella from a much more empowering viewpoint from Cinderella herself. Because it's true, she was very strong amidst all of her suffering, and she got what was coming to her, and that something nice happened to her. Here's what I'm thinking though. This flavor is off. It's not that she can run fast in the crystal slippers. In fact, it's the opposite. She was trying to run back out of the ball before midnight, and the shoe fell off, thus enabling her to escape much more quickly. So it's more like when you unequip it, then they get haste. Alright, but whatever. Sure, it's fine. Witch's Cottage! Ah, you know what? I actually love this set. I didn't think I was that excited for it, but like every single card, it has the fun of like, oh, it's that, you know? In a way that other kind of top-down type sets, it's not quite as resonant because it's like, you know, there's so many tropes. There's only so many tropes, so that there's kind of like a themes based around tropes that multiple cards fit into. But here there's a lot more kind of like standalone, this card tells the entire story of Cinderella. This card is going to tell the entire story of, you know, your generic Witch's Cottage or whatever. There's battlefield tapped, unless you control 3 or more other swamps. When it enters the battlefield, untapped. Oh, alright, well that's kind of cool. This is something they haven't really done before. And then this sort of activated ability on top of that is neat. The fact that it has the swamp land type is really cool. That makes it like way more searchable so that you can actually get this effect when you need it. Yeah, I hope this is a cycle. Ah, I believe it is. No, it's not. That's not a land. Of course it's not. It's just another colored artifact. Sure. Alright, that's pretty cool. Most of the witches it grants are its own. Fun. Whoa, look at this art. This is absolutely crazy. This border. Love-struck beast can attack unless you control a 1/1 creature. Uh-huh. Interesting. And then your heart's desire creates that. Okay, alright, that's pretty fun. I like it because it has this whole little story that becomes clear. This is, of course, the Beauty and the Beast represented here. And that by using the adventure ability, which I guess it's just called the adventure ability, it's not like there's going to be different genres or whatever, you get to fulfill its conditions, but of course it's general enough that you can fulfill its conditions through all sorts of other means. It's pretty neat. The thing that I guess kind of bugs me is that the big payoff for all of this is just a 5/5 vanilla creature for 3, which isn't really that strong. Like, it doesn't have trample or anything like that. It doesn't have any evasive abilities. It doesn't get you anything when it dies. And I guess it's like probably an aspect of complexity. They couldn't make it any better in those regards. But I don't know. It's cool, but it's not as exciting as it should be, I think. Ooh, it's the Flaxen Intruder. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you may sacrifice it when you do destroy target artifact or enchantment. Sure. You can get 3 bears! Hey, well, that's very on the nose. Okay, alright. Sure. So you get your bears first, ideally, and then this comes down when you need to destroy the artifact and enchantment, and hopefully the bears have kind of opened up the path for you or whatever. Alright, yeah, this kind of grim, but it's cute. Alright, so this is our other planeswalker. Oko, the Thief of Crowns. Yes, food! You get to make food! Dude! I love food. Okay, except that on its own, without the Golden Goose ability, which was on the previous page, you can't just turn the food into mana. The food only gains you life. And it costs 2 mana to gain you life, to gain you 3 life, which I guess is okay as just sort of like a mana dump later. Yeah, okay, alright. I don't know. I guess it's fine. Artifact or creature loses all abilities and becomes a green elk creature. The base power plus 3/3. Alright, so that's kind of fun. Like, this is, you know, on first glance, you think this is really good removal. You're taking their most powerful dudes, turning them into much less powerful elks. But you can also use this to play defense, that you're turning your food into elks, and then your food are becoming good blockers and stuff. Yeah, okay. Change control of target artifact or creature you control and target artifact or creature controls with power 3 or less. Okay, so check this out. You create a food token, turn it into an elk, or you don't even turn it into an elk. Create a food token, you turn the other guy's guy into an elk, their biggest guy, and you swap them. Then you have this elk that's secretly like Griselbrand, and then somehow you turn it back into Griselbrand. I haven't figured that part out yet. But this is a very cool card. I'm all about this card. Everything from the character design, this kind of wistful look he has. All of the abilities are fun. It's not often that we get a Simic Planeswalker. In that sense that mermaid girl, merfolk person, what was her name? Kalia? Something like that. Alright, I'm into it. And this we already saw. This was spoiled quite a long time ago. Same with this. Alright, so we're up to date, unless some came out just now. But I'm pretty excited for this set. A lot of cool stuff already. This is a neat ability. The frame is really neat. Some of these frames are just so crazy, and the art on some of these cards is so beautiful. Look, it's like St. George killing the dragon. Doesn't it look like that? There's like a specific kind of old style painting that I'm thinking of. Maybe it's this one that I was thinking of. It doesn't quite look like that though. Yeah, when he's already standing on the corpse like that, I thought. This is a really famous one. Maybe I was just thinking of this one and I misremembered it a lot. It feels like that's the reference though. Yeah. Alright, yeah. I'm all about some of this stuff. What's my favorite though? What will I use for the thumbnail? Probably this one. This one's so great. Okay. That's all for now. Probably see you tomorrow with even more, I think. Unless this was like a super special type thing and regular spoilers don't start on Monday. Because normally spoilers start on Monday. So probably it'll be Monday. Okay, see you Monday. Bye-bye.